We are in Chandlersville, Ohio for the 2020 Grassman Family Enduro. Like every year, this one never disappoints. This was my daughter's first ever Enduro, so we love coming back and checking this thing out. So this year, obviously a little different. My daughter's 16, so she's racing in the adult class, and it's going to be a longer course this year. Now, this one was 4 loops and 10 miles each, so that's 40 miles for her to run today. Not so bad because, as you can see, most of it is fairly wide open. I mean, it will challenge your endurance, but after all, this is an enduro, so that's what it's about, right? So I'd say 80% of the first 2 miles is grass track like this, and 20% is woods, which is nice because you really get to loosen up before the course starts to get challenging. Now, one cool thing they did this year is part of the first 2 miles, they end up dumping you out on an MX track, which is kind of cool. I'm not a big MX guy, so I decided not to kill myself and hit the jumps, but it's always fun to go over those hills and throw your kids in front of all kinds of unique challenges. Now here we are starting the actual wood sections of the course, which is probably, I'm going to guess, roughly 7.5 miles long. Um, Now that doesn't sound like it's very far, but because you're on a bike that moves you, but that gets tiring after a while. And to do essentially 4 laps of this, you're pretty beat at the end of this, no matter whether you're doing a family enduro or a full-blown enduro. Well, maybe I'm mostly beat. Good riders might actually not be beat, but
That wasn't too bad.
so one thing I really like about this one versus some of the other family enduros, they make it pretty easy for the most of the part. For the most part. However, they do toss in a few tough obstacles, but these guys always have staff members at a couple of these obstacles to ensure everybody makes it up safely. I think the nice part about that is you're kind of throwing in or getting people prepared to what they would encounter on like a real enduro as you progress past the Family Enduro Series. The rest of the course is pretty. I don't want to say easy, but if you're gives you time and space to really kind of work on your technique, making sure you're standing on your bike, weaving through the woods, trying to get through your turns, and enough open space to really kind of start getting used to pinning your bike and open straightaways, so on and so forth. And of course, every year they have this nice downhill section, which is just steep enough to make most kids gasp or think twice, but fun enough where you can get it every time without a problem for the most part. It's actually a pretty fun hill, and
You got it.
now unfortunately we only finished 3 of the 4 miles.
Good job.
My daughter did 30 of the 40 miles. That's still, in my mind, very respectable because I don't. If you get out here and ride, you're gonna know that this does take you got to build up some skill, technique, and so on and so forth to make it even this far. Um, uh, Now we would have did the final lap, but unfortunately she's starting to get a blister in her hand, and we decided just to call it a day. We've had enough fun out here today. A lot of that, of course, all subsequent the rest of the races this year, we're going to start working on her technique a bit more. So when she's on these longer
wait,
races, like she
is
was
this the
today
last
for the first
checkpoint?
time, she doesn't develop those blisters, and
Is
she
this the
starts
last checkpoint?
riding a little smoother, standing up when she has to, which is exactly what these races are for. And like always, Ohio Woods Rider putting this on has done a fantastic job. I love how they switch it up a little bit every year, but keeping it exactly what it should be, a great learning experience for the kids. Um, so we're looking forward to the next race here in September. Anybody who's going to these races, we'll see you out in Greenville, Ohio for the Peace Pipe Family Enduro.